Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me today. Mike MD's. Today we have a 2007 Mini Cooper S, and it has a bad engine. Cylinder number 3 is dead. Based off of the mileage, we're recommending a complete new engine. The customer wants to go brand new from the factory, which is awesome, so we're looking forward to that, and we're going to show you the process along the way. All right, we have the new engine in the crate here. It comes with everything. This is a long block. It comes with the valve cover, the ignition coil set, even the oil filter housing, and a bunch of other stuff, which is really cool because some of the other engines don't come with all these goodies on them already. The guys here are already tag teaming it. We're gonna pull it out the front through the top of the cherry picker. Another way you can do it is drop everything on a table, which we have an engine stand, we can do that. But the guys decided to pull it out the front this time here. It's just preference. I personally think it's easier that way. They've already pulled the radiator out, the condenser. They used the AC machine and extracted the Freon out of that. And now they're replacing the front core support. This is made out of plastic. It usually breaks. We'll probably end up replacing this once we go back together. All right, now that we have the core support off and all the stuff in the front, we can now examine some things and components, make a list of what the car might need, some hoses, some lines, stuff like that. Also, where the core support was damaged on this side, we also noticed the alternator has a crack right in here. So while we're here, we're going to want to replace it. It's no extra labor. We got to transfer stuff anyway. It's a perfect time to replace stuff that it may need, stuff that has high mileage, stuff like a supercharger. We can do an oil change on that. That's quite a bit of labor to do it, after, but we're already going to be there, so it's going to be perfect. All right, now we're at the point where we're disconnecting all the engine wiring harness and all the connectors, electrical things here, other lines that may be attached to the engine components like that before we are able to get the cherry picker in here and pull it out. Also, the engine mounts we're going to have to undo. We'll probably suspend the bottom of the engine with a floor jack and a piece of wood so it can rest on that because all the mounts are going to be off, and then we'll pull this thing out. We're at that point. We're pulling it out now. We've got the chain wrapped around it. It's coming out. It's disconnected, and we're gonna put it on the ground, start disconnecting all the components for transfer, make the list for what it needs, things that are compromised, the brand new stuff it'll need for the new one. We're also gonna split the transfer case, take a look at the clutch. Right now is a perfect time to do that. This is a manual transmission. No time like right now to replace that thing.
The car's not spinning. You want me to bring that down? Yeah, you bring it down. All the way?
It's still a little bit.
Now that we have the transaxle separated, we're going to take a look at the clutch. It looks kind of new. We're going to take it apart and check it out and see if we're going to replace it. Here's the old engine block. We have now pulled everything off, analyzed everything to see what needs to be replaced. Some of the pulley system, it's a little too old, replacing all the gaskets and everything, and we've transferred it already to the new engine. Some new coolant lines, a lot of new coolant lines, a lot of new gaskets for all the bolt-on stuff like the manifold. This is a supercharger here. We also did a oil service on the supercharger. There's 2 chambers, one on each side, because there's some gears in there, and it just takes a little bit of oil, but it has a special oil, so that's no big deal. You can get that. The new alternator, remember that one had a crack. And the guys have already got it in here before I got a chance to kind of do a little clip on that because it's kind of fun. But we're getting there. It's looking pretty good. All right, now we have to add the new core support, transfer everything over to the new piece here. We have the AC condenser, the radiator here, and a few other pieces in here. And I forgot to mention, we did replace the clutch inside of here. The flywheel looked pretty good. We just kind of sanded the surface. There was no burn marks on it, so we could just kind of reuse it as it is. New clutch assembly, pivot pin, and all that fun stuff. We're still waiting for the aftermarket pulley, a reduction pulley for the supercharger to come in the mail, and we'll put that in there and finish everything else up. It is coming along pretty good. All right, now we have the core support all back together pretty much. Radiator in, fluid in. We're gonna start it like this, just in case something happens. I still have some of it apart. We can access some stuff. And right now he's just pulling a vacuum on the refrigerant system for the AC, so we can install the refrigerant in there and start this thing up. So we did quite a bit of work on this car. Replaced all the stuff that needed to be replaced, some rubber stuff that was rotted. The customer is going to be very happy. New motor mount too that was collapsed, so we put a new one in there. And also we installed that undersized pulley for the supercharger. See if we can see it right in there. There it is. So it's a 17% reduction, required a smaller size drive belt. And once this thing's broken in, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna feel really good. All right, here we go. So we gotta bleed the coolant system here. We have the heater on full blast on the setting for the defroster. And after bleeding it, you're gonna, let it idle a little bit. Don't get crazy with it. Very lower RPM range. You can rev it to kind of get the water pump to flow the coolant through. We don't want to get the RPMs high on here. So generally you want a little heavier load with lower RPMs is best for breaking in. I'm just driving it easy, normal, nothing over 4,000 for a while. And this thing does have 2 bleeder screws. There's one under there. I'm going to unloosen that. We already did it. And there's one right here. People forget. The heater will work if you just do this one. But you'll notice this hose will be cold. People forget to undo this one. So you want to do until the water comes out of that one first. Close the bleeder. Open this one. Keep topping it off. Sometimes the water doesn't go through here yet. You can use a pressure tester to force the water through, or you can put your hand and cup over, put your mouth and blow through here until coolant comes out of here. Close everything back up, top it off again, start the car, and that's what we just did right now. So it sounds good. We're gonna double check for any leaks, anything like that, and then put it all back together. All right, we're on the test drive now. Everything feels great. Want to keep the RPMs low, below 4,000. You can get on it, it's fine. Just keep it under 4,000 for the first 1,200 miles if you can. Do an oil change during that time as well. It's got a new clutch, so we're going to take it easy on the shifts. Try not to, feather the clutch too much. Just kind of engage it on off. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to ride it. It'll break in nicely. Just regular driving. And we're good. It feels really good. The heater works. Everything works in here. The AC. Hear that supercharger. It's a little louder now with that undersized pulley. It's spooling up a little faster. It's great. The customer is going to be very happy. Thank you for joining me today, Mike MDs. I'll see you on the next video. Happy motoring to you.